Today has been a huge day for crypto. We've got Binance news, because there was quite some interesting speculation about some scandals. We've got massive news from over in Hong Kong with the way they treat crypto. We've got some massive Coinbase news and some massive XRP update, which both relate to the SEC. As the SEC is in some very big trouble. And that's what I like to see, because screw the SEC. Let's maybe not say that. Anyway, guys, if you're enjoying these daily crypto updates, make sure you press that like button. Right now, recording this video from New York, hey! Because, it was Bitcoin Pizza Day yesterday. Had to get some New York pizza. And Italy was a little bit too far, so yeah. Anyway, first most interesting thing is everything that has to do with the SEC and Coinbase. So, as you guys hopefully remember, Coinbase a little while ago filed a lawsuit against the SEC because they wanted answers from the SEC and how they look at crypto, which was their Wells notice. Or I should better explain actually, because that doesn't sound too well. Coinbase first received a Wells notice from the SEC, which basically was a questionnaire of sorts. And hey, you better step up, otherwise we're gonna sue you. Now, as a response, Coinbase said, we've tried to talk with you too often, give us some answers. And then when they didn't want to give that, they sued them to get the answers. And a couple days ago, the SEC versus Coinbase's insider trading lawsuit went even more significant. And Coinbase joined as an amicus there. They joined the court. And so basically the situation that we're in is that Coinbase and the SEC, they're not on good terms and their fight is escalating. And you can see it in the article here. Coinbase hits back at SEC with new court filing in ongoing lawsuit. As again, Coinbase, they're just trying to get the rules out there and the SEC keeps trying to smack it down and keeps trying to ignore it. When then on the opposite side, the SEC keeps saying, come in and talk to us, but the moment that you do, they ignore you. And even Coinbase says it like this. Coinbase hits back at the SEC telling a court that the regulator is talking out of both sides of its mouth. The crypto exchange reiterated its argument that the SEC has already made up its mind to deny its request for new rules. Point here being that the SEC doesn't want to go and open up a dialogue. They have a set plan to get crypto banned. And in that same field, I think it's always quite interesting how then over in Hong Kong, things are moving along so nicely. Hong Kong to enable retail investors trades top cryptos such as Bitcoin and Ethereum under the new rulebook. So apparently the Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission today has a press conference, and this one is supposed to include the retail investors for Hong Kong. We all know a little while ago they had some better rules for crypto, but that kind of did not include retail just quite yet, but now it does, hopefully. Then again, talking about things that are quite shocking, this right here. Binance apparently had to deny commingling billions in customers' funds. 3 unnamed sources, one with direct knowledge of Binance's finances, told Reuters that the company commingled billions of customers' funds. And apparently there's another one. Binance now had to be cleared of charges in lawsuit tied to pig butchering crypto scam, which is apparently a deceptive scheme on the dating app Tinder. I am not so sure how this could ever be Binance's fault, even though the amount of losses are pretty significant. $430 million in these types of scams. But it's basically a guy or girl puts a significant amount of time into getting a proper relationship going to extract money from you at a point later on. Not sure exactly why that's Binance's fault, but all right. The one that's going against Binance from a more direct perspective is more interesting because they say that Binance apparently used the now defunct Silvergate Bank to commingle billions of dollars on a nearly daily basis. Patrick Hillman here said, "Let me explain just how desperate of a journalist, however, Reuters is to publish a negative story. The whole base of their story this morning is that when users purchased BUSD, Paxos from Binance, they were taken to a transaction page that had the term deposit on it. Users were making a purchase of a stablecoin that was redeemable at Paxos, which was explicitly stated on that page. And this story is so weak they had to put up a front. Reuters found no evidence that Binance client monies were lost or taken in a transparent attempt to protect themselves from a libel suit. Underneath that, they then pinned 1,000 words of conspiracy theories, which we explained were false, with zero evidence other than a former insider. We've been very public about where the company had regulatory shortcomings in the past, and there's no reason for a respected news outlet like Reuters to continue making stuff up. Or is it Reuters, by the way? Is it Reuters or Reuters? I can know you guys are going to blame me in the comment section. Reuters. Could be. Just let me know down below. Also, the xenophobia behind consistently mentioning CZ's ethnicity, even though he's been Canadian since age 12, is kind of wacky, which I don't fully agree with from the perspective of, wait, let me actually quickly state this here. I think CZ's a great guy. I don't really accuse him of anything. I'm just saying some people's idea is person born in China, coming over later, might still always have ties to China and might be acting in the best interest of China. And it does make sense from the perspective of, why can't another person that's, was born somewhere else, was there for the first 15 years of their life, then move to the US, become a US president, because they might act in another best interest. From that perspective, it's not really that strange that people bring up his past. Because even though he might have no connections at all, people still could suspect it, which, I don't blame them for. What's also all of a sudden gone really trending is articles like this. Crypto lawyers say SEC versus Ripple judge may find XRP a non-security. I mean, that we knew. But the point here being that the judge will most likely understand that XRP at some point could have potentially in its early sales be sold a certain way, but how it's currently sold has no relationship to a security anymore. Even still, XRP itself cannot be the security, and so really, like everybody has been saying, the SEC may have just bitten off more than it can actually chew, as Ripple eyes for a very big win in the case. All of a sudden, guys, the power behind the XRP army, or the power behind these lawyers and how excited they are, is just very severe. I have not in a very long time seen a period this exciting, I'd say, not even in terms of news, not even saying that only. I'm talking about how positive people are of the outlook or on the outlook of the Ripple versus SEC case. People are more euphoric now about the result than ever before. And please, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a legal advisor. I'm not telling you to buy XRP. And please understand there's no incentive in me telling you. I can't move the price. I don't care if you hold or don't hold XRP. All I'm saying is right now, as of this point, from a risk reward perspective, it is relatively cheap. I know it's about double, triple from the bottom of 2020 or the bottom of where they've gotten sued at and the price went down, but to where it could go if this results in a victory, that's just massive. And so from that perspective, I always think that XRP right now, as of this point, is just extremely good. Anyway, due to all these things that are happening with William Hinman and all the new information that's coming out, people are starting to notice there was so much strange communication within the SEC internally that probably this is just going to be a full-on loss for them. And full-on loss, I mean that XRP turns out to be a non-security. It could be the SEC actually wins in the sense that they get a money penalty for Ripple's early sales, whatever. But as long as XRP in the future, from now on forward, is not a security, that's a full-on win for Ripple. That's all they really care about and want. One of the lawyers says, the documents are likely to reveal dissenting opinions within the agency's own ranks as to which cryptocurrencies are securities and why. And by so doing, they are likely to bolster Ripple's case, wrote Lyman. He's actually not a lawyer. He's a prominent speechwriter and Forbes contributor, Sam Lyman. And the same thing is going to apply, in my own opinion, about when the judge really looks deeply into everything that's going on with Coinbase and the SEC. Because remember, guys, XRP was listed on Coinbase. The SEC had to approve it all. And the same thing goes for MoneyGram. The SEC had to approve of these usages with XRP in mind. And so if it was all so clear, why didn't they smack him down at those points? And I can keep shouting this for days and hours. It doesn't matter. Often people write in the comment section, it's always all the same thing. Well, from a certain perspective, it is. It's just getting all these facts, getting all these cookies together. I should say getting all these crumbles together to form one big little, big whatever cookie. because it's so many different parts, so many different theories, but if you really put them all together, it just does not make sense for the SEC to win anymore because of all the evidence that's come out, because of all these strange links, and just saying it was all clear is just starting to become nearly impossible. And by the way, we're also diving deeper into this change of status from a security to a non-security. And again, as time progresses, people start to learn more about how the SEC treats things. And like we're seeing how they're going after Coinbase and what they're saying and all that, the SEC has started a full-on war on crypto. And the crypto people are not going to sit still. And eventually, I think this is all going to come crumbling down on the SEC. But yeah, that's about it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you later in another one.